All right, y'all. We are several days removed from this White Lives Matter incident with Candace Owens and Kanye West. I specifically wanted it to die down a little bit before I gave my topic. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. I really don't care who or if I offend anyone in this video. It is no disrespect, but I want my channel to be about raw truth and my perspective and my feelings about the situation. Candace, I'm gonna just flat out say it right off the rip. Candace Owens and Kanye West are two people, two black people, two African-American people who, if you ever hear the saying, it's not what you say, it's what you do that defines you. It's a person's actions that defines what is important in their life and who they are. Candace Owens and Kanye West both married white people, okay? Shouldn't be a surprise that they wear White Lives Matter t-shirts. Candace Owens and Kanye West were both Trump supporters. We all know what Trump stood for. We all know the minds, the racist minds and the racist groups of people that Trump incited and represented when he was in office. Candace Owens and Kanye West both supported him. Candace Owens and Kanye West both fight, claw, and pry for white approval in every industry that they get involved in. We all know what Kanye West does. We see it every day. Kanye West panders to black people when he thinks it's beneficial for him, and then he's kneeling at the feet for white approval the majority of the time. Candace Owens, on the other hand, is she has her own podcast now, where this black woman in America, being that what America was built on and what America stands for, this black woman in America takes every opportunity with her podcast to degrade, belittle, show no empathy or sympathy to black people and black issues, black struggles, black problems. She instead takes black people and she exploits them. She breaks them down. She criticizes them, ignoring what white people do in America, what negative things white people do, what white America does negatively, what white organizations are doing illegal things, doing inhumane things. And it's no lie to say, and it's no disrespect or no racism to say that white people, white organizations, white charities, white politicians, white leaders have committed endless atrocities compared to black Americans. Yet Candace Owens seems to only be focused on attacking black people. Her biggest movement now is she seeks to destroy the Black Lives Matter organization, completely ignoring the ideal of Black Lives Matter and what it stood for. Before the organization, it was Black Lives Matter was an ideal. So she's rallying up people to discredit Black Lives Matter because of a small group of women she claims didn't do what she thinks they should have done with their charity money. She feels like that they should have done other things. They shouldn't have bought property. They shouldn't have bought homes. They should have done other things that she deems right with the money from the charity. So she's put her money, she's got sponsors, she's doing documentaries to discredit these black people. Meanwhile, she is ignoring the disgusting, despicable, horrible acts of countless other white organizations that have taken more money, have done more atrocities, who've lined their pockets even more than Black Lives Matter ever could. So ask yourself, why is Candace Owens so passionate about breaking down anything and anybody who is black? Would we say self-hatred? Would we say she's an agent? Would we say that she has been hired or employed by someone who's putting a battery in her back and money in her pocket to sick her on her own people like a ravenous dog. Kanye West, we already know his situation. He's just this man is just doesn't get any more sympathy. It doesn't get any more narcissistic, selfish, and disconnected than Kanye West. These are two people. Candace Owens may be articulate, but Candace Owens is not a very intelligent person. And much like Kanye West, their ideals, their wording, the way they speak it's parroted. They repeat. They don't think for themselves. They're repeating ideals and training their minds to repeat ideals. Although they may sound articulate, it's not a high level of intellect because their logic is rooted in hypocrisy. I challenge anybody in the comments to show me anything that Candace Owens or Kanye West said that you deemed deep or true or wow, that was so moving and I agree with them there. Give me that concept. Leave a link in the comments or explain what it was. And I assure you, I can tell you how contradictory their statement is, who they stole it from, who they repeated it from, or how illogical it is. I had to make this video giving my perspective on it because I just couldn't sit on it. I had to speak on it. And you have an army of people defending them wearing these White Lives Matter shirts as if to make it, to defend it as if it's somehow poetic or metaphorical what they were trying to do. No. One, they were looking for attention, which they got. Two, they were trying to discredit the ideal of Black Lives Matter. It's as simple as that. We know White Lives Matter. White lives matter more than anybody else's lives in this country. We get it. We understand that. White lives have always mattered more than anyone else. The reason why the ideal of Black Lives Matter was even put in place is because racism, slavery, systemic racism, Jim Crow, the police brutality, the assassination on television, and recordings of cameras of Black men and women being murdered on camera and there being no real punishment. That's where the Black Lives Matter ideal came from. So for these two disconnected, self-hating Black celebrities who have dedicated their lives to whiteness, married white, put their wealth in whiteness, to then come and try to insult the entire Black world with wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And we should hold them accountable at the highest level, but not only should we hold them accountable with their celebrity, we should hold people on any level accountable. You know, no matter how famous they are. The only reason why I'm sitting here making this video is because they have some popularity and they have some recognition and we give them extra credit, but they don't deserve any extra credit more than the average person. They're not better than the average person. They're not more intelligent. They're not more philosophical than the average person. These are regular people doing stupid, selfish, illogical things because they're simply lost. They simply lack the ability to be a even keel human being. And just to be fair, in this day and age, we are in a much better place as Black people in the world, but it's still a lot of work to be done. It's still unfair. Black people are still the most oppressed people in the world. We still have a lot of struggles in and out of our own people in the world to deal with. So to play around with the concept of like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter, oh, White Lives Matter too, to just try to take a dump on that idea when you know the reality of it. Why not talk about the reality of Black Lives Matter? Why not say, hey, Black Lives Matter, the ideal is crucial and needed for us to keep in the forefront and keep talking about and keep making changes for. But hey, there's some people who run the organization, and I don't personally agree with what they do with their money, and I don't like that they use some of the charity money to buy personal mansions and so on and so forth. And that would be cool. That would be respected. But to try to erase the entire movement because of the flaws of human beings, individuals are flawed. Human beings are flawed. I dare you to show me anyone. Let's look in Candace Owens and Kanye West's closet. There's flaws in there. There's sins in there. But we're not talking about the sins of an individual. We're talking about an ideal of Black Lives Matter. And it needs to be elevated every day until human beings of all races in the world are seen as equal. And as of right now, Black people are not treated or seen as equal all over the world. And until then, movements like Black Lives Matter, ideals like Black Lives Matter will continue to be needed. So I don't care about all of the conspiracy this and who's running the Black Lives Matter organization. The organization, as far as I'm concerned, is irrelevant. And oh, by the way, White Lives Matter is an organization too. It's completely neo-Nazi, which makes it even more disgusting that Candace Owens and Kanye West wore those shirts. It makes it even more disgusting. Google it. Because White Lives Matter was a result of them coming up with the Black Lives Matter ideal. So what did racist neo-Nazi white people do? Oh, we're going to make up White Lives Matter to challenge your cry for equality. Anyway, these are my thoughts. I can go on and on. I mean, I'd rather take the discussion to the comments section, and we can really make some recourse and have some growth and have an intellectual conversation about this. So tell me what you guys think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.